G'day lovelies, welcome to mini apple pastries. Alright, these are so cool. Now you can double or triple this recipe because you can freeze these before you cook them. I'll write the recipe down below as always. What we're going to need is 1 green apple. We need 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. So either if you've got lemons you can squeeze the lemon juice, otherwise I've got that cheap lemon juice bottle stuff. Apricot jam. We need ground almonds or almond meal, some plain flour, cinnamon and a little bit of butter. 1 sheet of frozen puff pastry thawed. First thing we want to do is grab our pastry sheet out and get that thawing. Now we want to peel our apple and cut it in quarters. Once we've cut them in quarters, you just want to on an angle cut the ends off and then cut a little V and get rid of the core. Now once we've done that, we want to cut them up into really small little squares. Okay, so nice and little like that, and then stick them all into a bowl. Now we want to put 1 teaspoon of lemon juice all over them. And 1 tablespoon of apricot jam. Now we want to mix them through. Once all the apples are coated in both, set it aside for a minute. Now in another bowl we want to put 2 tablespoons of almond meal or blanched almonds. 1 tablespoon of plain flour. Oh, I'm starting to get excited. 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Stir that through. So now we need 2 teaspoons of butter. So I've just cut like 2 squares of butter like that roughly look like a teaspoon to me. I'm going to chop them up really small and throw them in there. Now with our fingertips we're just going to squeeze it together and rub it through the flour mix. Once you've done that, you'll have this wet dough stuff. Just break it up a bit. Now we want to put it into our apple mix and then we want to mix it through. Once you've got it all mixed through, it will look like that. So now I'm just going to gently flatten it. And then like do a basic dividing it up into 4. Just roughly, so that way you kind of get them sort of close. Alright, then set it aside. Okay, now we get our piece of puff and we want to cut it into quarters. So I'll just fold it over, give it a seam so I've got something to go on, and cut that. And fold it this way, just to get it roughly even, seam, and cut that. Now normally I just make them there, but I'm going to take one off just so I can show you on one of them. Alright, we've got our quarter, so we're going to get 1/4 of our mix and put it in the middle. Alright, once you've got it in the middle, it's pretty cool what you can do with 1 apple and 1 piece of pastry, eh? Now the next thing we want to do is we want to do 8 slices down this way. So to try and get it even, I'm going to try and get it into the middle. And then if I halve that again, half that again, then I can half those halves, I think. On both sides. Now once we've done that, we're going to cut through the 2 end ones. These are so much fun. Okay, then we take those end pieces off and we're going to wrap them around it. Oh, isn't that so cute? Okay, once we've wrapped them around it, now we want to cut all of these in halves again. Turn it around. Cut the other ones. I might just turn it this way and hopefully you can see a bit better. Okay, so we just get them, each single one, and you kind of fold it in for the first one and cross it over. Then you get this side and then you cross it back over. And then this side and cross over. And then this side and go back over. Just sort of go by the one you've done before. And as long as it touches these outside little walls we made, that's all you need. And just keep going. Oh. And then when you're finished, this is what you're left with. Oh, isn't that so cute? And just make the other ones the same. Oh, how awesome are they? As you can see, I didn't quite get the filling. So the less filling, the more easier they are to cover right over. And with the more filling, the two at the end obviously didn't do quite right. And I had to stretch them a lot more. But, oh. Okay, so now if you want to freeze them, you want to put them on a tray exactly like that, without covering them, and you want to freeze them for 2 hours. After 2 hours, you can pull them out and wrap them all singly in Glad wrap, and then you can freeze them for up to 2 months. So to cook them from frozen, you take them out, you unwrap them, you put them on your tray, brush them with milk, put them in the oven at 200 degrees, the same as these ones, except they'll only take about 5 minutes longer. Now, once we've finished making them and we've got them all ready, we want to put some Glad wrap over the top. So you can leave them in the fridge from 2 hours to 12 hours. So you can do them in the morning for dessert that night and have them in there all day. Or you can do them a few hours before dinner and have them sitting in there until after dinner for dessert. They have to be sitting there for a couple of hours so the lemon and the apple can do its thing. Once we're ready to cook them, take them out, unwrap them. Now we just want to leave them on the bench and we want to preheat our ovens to 200 degrees Celsius. Once our oven's hot enough, I want to get a little bit of milk and a pastry brush and just brush some milk all over them. Once we've done that, bang them in the oven. Now while they're cooking, this is optional, I've got some flaked almonds in the cupboard, so I've just thrown a few into a non-stick frying pan and I'm just going to put it on a medium heat and get a egg flip and just keep flipping them around, and as soon as they start to change colour, take them straight off and chuck them in a bowl. And I also put a little bit of icing sugar in a sifter. This is all, you don't have to do if you don't want to. Oh, it smells good up in here. 28 minutes later in my electric oven. And you want them to come out looking like that. Okay, we're going to leave them sit there for 5 minutes to cool down a little bit while we get our bowls and that ready. Now you can serve these with cream, fresh whipped cream or ice cream. I'm going to serve them with ice cream, of course. Once we're ready to go and they've cooled down a little bit, we just want to dust them with icing sugar. Aww. And serve them up. So I'll put a couple in a bowl. I'll just cut one open to show you. Hopefully you can see that. Ice cream. A few of those beautiful almond flakes. And just like that, lovelies. Yum. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourselves an awesome night and I'll see you soon. Toodles!